Chapter 1. The Celebration. The sun filtered through the wide bay windows of the rooftop restaurant, casting a golden glow over the perfect morning. Naomi couldn't have asked for better weather. The skies were clear, the air warm with a hint of autumn's crispness creeping in. Laughter rippled through the table, silverware clinking against porcelain as plates of fresh fruit, pastries, and eggs were passed around. And she was sharing it with the people she loved most. Naomi sat with her family, her mother and father, their smiles warm as they sipped their coffee, and her brothers, Marcus and Elijah, locked in an animated argument over who would choose their next venture. Next to her, Brett sat with his hand resting over hers, his thumb grazing her skin absent-mindedly. Her fiancé. She still wasn't used to the word, or to the idea that she was getting married. And next to her brothers sat Celeste, her best friend, her maid of honor, and the person who had been by her side since they were teenagers. Everything felt right. Naomi knew her life was exactly how it was supposed to be. She giggled.
All right,
Celeste said, raising her mimosa glass with a grin.
since these two lovebirds haven't formally announced it yet,
She gestured dramatically to Naomi and Brett.
allow me.
Brett chuckled, shaking his head.
I knew you'd beat us to it.
Naomi laughed.
Wouldn't be Celeste if she didn't.
Her mother nudged her with an approving smile.
Well, don't keep us waiting.
Naomi exhaled, feeling excited, her smile radiating brightly. She looked at Brett, the man she had chosen, the man who had promised her forever.
We're getting married.
The words felt huge, larger than life. Her father clapped a hand on Brett's shoulder.
About time. Thought we'd have to wait another 2 years for you to pop the question.
Brett smirked.
Believe me, sir, I knew from day one. Just wanted to make sure Naomi did too.
Naomi rolled her eyes, swatting at him. Marcus raised his coffee mug.
Well, it's official. Naomi is doomed to listen to Brett's bad jokes for the rest of her life.
Elijah smirked.
Tragic. Really?
Laughter erupted around the table. Celeste sighed dramatically.
My best friend. The bride. I suppose I can forgive you for leaving me.
Naomi grinned.
You'll survive.
The first tremor was small, barely a whisper beneath their feet. The silverware on the table rattled, the water in their glasses shivering. Naomi felt the shift, the way her chair nudged slightly forward as if something beneath them had moved. She barely had time to process it before the second tremor hit harder. A deep groan rumbled through the building, the sound of something ancient waking up. The table jerked. Coffee spilled. Naomi's stomach dropped. Her father set his mug down sharply.
That was...
The third tremor hit like a freight train. The floor shook violently, the chandelier above them swaying dangerously. Glass shattered somewhere behind them. A woman screamed. Then came the boom! Panic! That was all Naomi felt as the restaurant exploded into chaos. The once lively brunch spot was now a war zone. Plates crashed to the ground. The windows buckled, fractures spreading through the glass. The walls groaned, the ceiling shifting.
We need to get out!
Elijah shouted, grabbing their mother's arm. Brett was already on his feet, pulling Naomi up. His grip was tight.
Move, now!
She barely had time to think before she was running. The floor split open. Naomi had just cleared the table when she heard it, a deep, cracking roar beneath her feet. She turned and saw the floor disappear beneath her family. Her stomach plummeted. 1 second, they were there. Marcus, Elijah, her parents. The next, gone, falling, swallowed whole. Naomi lunged forward instinctively, reaching for them. But there was nothing to grab. The opening was massive, a gaping wound in the center of the restaurant, its edges crumbling, dust rising like smoke from its depths. A scream ripped from her throat.
Mom, Dad.
She staggered forward, her feet skidding on broken tile, her body leaning over the edge. Brett yanked her back sharply, just as another tremor hit. The ground where she had been standing collapsed into the abyss. Naomi screamed again, her chest caving in on itself, raw horror consuming her. She could still hear them falling, could still hear Marcus shouting her name, could still hear the sickening, final crash of debris. Then, silence. Naomi stood frozen, struggling to breathe. Her body trembled violently, her hands clutching at empty air. They had been right there. She should have. A sob ripped from her throat, her knees buckling beneath her. Brett caught her before she hit the ground, his arms wrapping around her tightly, anchoring her to reality.
I've got you.
He murmured.
You have to move, Naomi. The building.
He was right. The structure was still groaning, the walls cracking, bending under the pressure. If she stayed here, she would die too. Naomi didn't care. Not without them. Brett shook her hard.
Naomi!
Her head snapped up, her eyes wild with grief.
You need to survive.
He said, his voice sharper now, urgent.
Your family would want that. We have to go. Now.
The words barely sank in. But Brett didn't give her a choice. He pulled her to her feet, half carrying her as they stumbled toward the exit. Celeste was waiting for them ahead, calling their names, her voice frantic. Naomi didn't have the strength to think. She just moved,